Hey everybody, welcome to Grumpy Acres, the other side of the homestead. Today we're going to do a recipe that I actually created on last weekend, and it came out absolutely delicious. So here's what you're going to need to get started. And we started with some chicken thighs. I got that done, just as many as you want. I did probably about 4.5 pounds is what we're going to be doing. And you're going to need half cup of lemon juice, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and I wrote it down so that I would remember. I had a few problems. 2 tablespoons of thyme, 2 tablespoons of sweet basil, 2 tablespoons of rubbed sage, 2 tablespoons of parsley, and then you're going to do 1 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, in a bowl, or I use a baggie, I put my chicken. First I mix everything in the bowl, and then I take my chicken and I lay it, both sides, and then I lay it flat in a 1 gallon Ziploc bag is what I have. And so then that sits in the refrigerator for overnight, and you can do it for as little as 4 hours, but I think the taste comes out better overnight. And hacks for the homestead, they thought so too. So that's what we're going to start with, and I'm going to show you after that, after everything's put together and it's marinated, we're going to come over to the pan and I'm going to show you how to do it. And I created a gravy. Mrs. Hack said, I think I want to try some gravy with that. That smells so delicious. It would make a good gravy. Sure enough, it did. So I'm going to show you how to do that too. And then we've got a couple sides that we're doing. We'll put everything together and plate it and show you guys that. So here's where we're going to start. We're putting in about 4 tablespoons of butter into the pan. This again is the 14-inch Lodge skillet. Get all that going in there. While that's melting down, get our chicken. This is just a fun way to dress up a boring meat. Slide those on in there, all seasoned up. Oh, before I forget, I am going to put in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I've gone through, deboned and skinned the rib meat. I don't mind buying it that way, but it's more expensive. So if you get, already skinned and deboned, so it's worth the extra effort. And I just take whatever's left over and feed it to the dog. As long as the bones are raw, it doesn't matter, so nothing is wasted. So you would get, I think there was a special on rib meat for $1.19 a pound, $1.99, somewhere in there. And so I did that, and worked out well. I think it was $1.19 a pound, because I was surprised, and I did tell myself it was cheaper than dog food and worth the effort. So while this is heating up, it's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes each side, and so we'll flip them over and do another 5 minutes, and then that's where we're going to go in with our vermouth, and we're bringing the chicken up to 165 degrees internal temperature. You're going to measure that sideways. I'll show you down the road, and for now, let's get that going. And while that's working, so while that chicken's going, let's talk about our different alcohols to do the gravy and to finish up our chicken in. So what I'm going to be using is sweet vermouth, and this is Martini and Rossi, and so it's this, again, sweet vermouth. I like a little sweetness with this, I'm not gonna lie. So there's several different options. You can go to a dry vermouth. This is extra dry. It'll give it just a little bit different tang to it. And then if you'd like, you could do This is a tawny, Porto tawny. This will also give it a sweet flavor. And you could even go into a white wine. So if you want to do a sweet white wine or you want to do a dry, completely up to you. Just whatever. Play with your taste buds and have fun with it. All right, so I'm going to get this going, flip everything over, and then when we go to put the vermouth in, then I'll bring it back. So just real quick, just for note, you're going to see the juices start to rise and they're going to be boiling a little bit. This is fine. You're keeping everything at a high heat and it's going to reduce. So don't, if you see this, don't freak out. It's right. So now I've turned my chicken and I want you to see how the season changed a little bit. So now it's a little bit darker. I don't know if you can really see through that steam. This is not a big deal. So it's going from a green color, which was the natural herb, and it's going to start getting to a brown. Now, by the time you're at the end, and you guys will see this once we start reducing everything, really getting it going, it may even get darker and become a black. This is nothing bad. It is not burnt. It is wonderful. So just hang tight, hang with me. The dish is going to be beautiful, I promise. All right, so now we're getting pretty close, and now is the time. What we want to do, still have it on high heat. Now we're going to add about a cup of the sweet vermouth. See how it kind of cools the pan down a little bit? Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to just let that go ahead, come back up, and then that's going to finish cooking. And when that finishes, then we'll go ahead, we'll pull it, and then we'll start the gravy. But man, let me show you guys this. Look at that, how beautiful. Man, I wish you guys could get the real color of the camera. I don't think it does it justice, but that's where we're at. All right, we'll be back. It smells delicious. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So you see everything's reducing. That's the sauce we want for the gravy. And then I come in, see if I can get that in there. And you're going with thin meats, you're going in lengthwise. With the chicken, we're looking for 165. Let's see, I think I dropped that out of there because it was at 166. Go in another way. Yep, we're there. Try the next one. You want to go in the thickest part of the chicken. Got it? All right, now we're going to reduce the fire. Get all that chicken out of there. Reduce the fire to a low simmer just so that I can get all of the chicken into a warm hold. So there's the chicken. I'm going to get that in a warm hold and we'll be right back. All right, now here's another fun part. So we're going to thicken this up. We're going to make some gravy. So we're going to throw some more butter in there. This is real butter. That'll be our thickener. And then, guess what we're going back for? Here's the vermouth. So, depending on how much gravy you need, is how much you're going to put in there. Don't really want a lot. And then, we'll come in, and as this is going, you want to scrape the seasons off of the bottom of the pan because you want those in the gravy. So just scrape that off. See how it's already getting thick? Look at that. Man, oh gosh, man. I wish you guys could smell in here. Oh, Pippin's probably dying. Mrs. Exley, I know what that smells like. I'm coming over for dinner. It'll be gone, girl, before you get here. G wants me to put it all in the freeze dryer. I can. I don't know. It's so good. He thought they would make for real nice carnivore snacks. Yeah, look at that. Look at how your gravy just comes in. See that trace right there? How beautiful is that? That's it. That is literally it. So you have that in just literally a minute. And if you want a little thicker, you can just keep going with it. But I think that's good for us. So let's get her plated. Alrighty, okay, let's plate her up. We've got our gravy all nice and ready. Got our vegetables and we have our chicken. So Remember, I told you guys it's going to look a little black. It is not burnt. It is just the way that the seasoning is done. So we'll throw that on there. And let's see. Throw some veggie on there. Oh, let's go back to the potatoes. Hang on, I gotta show you guys this. Let me pull you over right quick. Remember those mashed potatoes we put in there? Look at that. It did not fill that whole bowl, remember? It becomes a souffle. So let's get that dished up too, yeah? Okay. Whoop. I need you. Need that little booger. Alright. I do this, I get so busy and then I forget I did have the spoon out for it. Alright, so then we'll just come in. Look at how nice and fluffy that is. Ooh, and cheesy. Throw that on in there. Let's put that over there. Oh, baby. That is looking good. It's calling my name. One more spoon. One more spoon because I'll be darned if I didn't forget. So we're going to put, this is how Miss Hacks likes it. She likes a little of that gravy on her potatoes. And then we're going to put a little bit of gravy on our chicken. Oh man, isn't that beautiful? My gosh. All right, let me show you this. So I did want to show you guys real quick, and I when you look at this gravy, as it cools down, it does get thicker. So keep that in mind when you're looking at your consistency. Just play with it a little bit, see what you like. And you saw when I poured it on the dish, you saw how that came out. So check that out. Ooh, don't you wish we had smell-o-vision right now? I do. Oh man. Enjoy, guys. This recipe is so good, I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, so that's kind of the way that I figure things out in the kitchen. I just kind of do things. And I don't know, I like to play with my taste buds and my smell. And there's probably a big thing, probably from when I was in school, about your senses and being able to do everything. So I use in cooking, I use my hearing a lot. I use my smell, I use my taste, and it might be weird. But I also use my sight because I like a nicely plated dish and not a bunch of crap just thrown on the dish. So anyway, all right, guys, this is, now you get Yoda in the weird. All right, till next time, go live a life done free, play with your senses, and have fun in the kitchen. Love you guys. Later.
Thanks, Milo.